Citybird is an online retail website that oh, okay, sorry. Okay, you can just go to the intro page like
Okay.
immediately. So the this heuristic evaluation that we did was on the website called Citybird. It's an online retail website that sells Detroit inspired goods, home goods, and locally designed products. For this project, we conducted a heuristic evaluation using Jacob Nelson's usability principles to see how well the site supports user in browsing, understanding products, and completing a purchase. So our overall goal was to identify like where the website performs well and where like the usability issues might interfere with the customer's overall experience. And in this process, we reviewed the navigation, the product pages, and then the checkout process, and the overall like clarity, and then ranked each of these issues by severity and how easy it would be to fix.
So the heuristic evaluation technique that we used is listed here. As Rima said, it's the 10 usability heuristics. They focus on things like visibility of system status, use of user-friendly language, and the other things listed. Each heuristic serves as a lens through which the interface is examined to identify gaps in usability. Unlike former usability tests, heuristic evaluations rely on expert inspection and are designed to reveal usability flaws early and efficiently. So we explored the site's navigation structure, product pages, checkout processes, and support features while comparing their observations against the heuristics. This process made it possible to determine not only which issues existed, but also the severity of the issue and how easily it might be fixed. This identified strengths and weaknesses like unclear terminology, limited error prevention, and absence of help documentation. By structuring the analysis around these heuristics, we were able to record the site's usability strengths and shortcomings. The first issue that we decided to focus on was the lack of customer reviews. Citybird has a lot of products on their site, and many of these products are expected to be purchased regularly around the holiday time as gifts. All of these products have no customer reviews attached to them on the website. This can make it difficult for customers to trust the products on the website with no good or bad reviews. And research shows that the quality of the review, depending on how informative and convincing they are, can strongly influence whether someone decides to buy a product. More reviews on products can build credibility across the website. Our recommendation here is for the creators of the website to add a place for customers to leave reviews. If each product has its own review section under the product description, where it shows the average review and some comments left by users, this would greatly increase the credibility of the company. The second problem that we decided to focus on was the use of unfamiliar terminology. The terminology that is used for the colors of the products does not follow industry conventions. Using normal or known terminology for color helps general users to identify the product color more easily and make decisions faster. For instance, in this one, it uses a couple of words that are not really familiar to the average person, making it harder to decide if the user wants to buy the product or not. This violates the second heuristic, which advises the creators to use familiar concept and phrases. If it's not a familiar, users will have to experiment before finding out what that feature actually means. Our recommendation here is for the company to change their language to simplified colors and terminology. If you can remove the excess language website wide, your customers will be very appreciative of your efforts to become more transparent on the products.
So another problem that we discovered was that on Citibird's current website, when you go to a certain product tabs, it can be seen as very difficult to find your way back to the homepage. This is because there is this one button to return to the homepage, and it is very small in comparison to the rest of the text on the page. And the link to return to the homepage also doesn't stand out since it blends into the background. It is very light gray. It's in very light gray text that some customers won't be able to recognize. So in order to fix this, we would recommend that you change and have a universal like home button in the top corner of all of the product pages. This will allow for easy accessibility for all of the users, and it should also stand out more. So like try to make it brighter colors for the home button to make it like stand out from the rest and avoid confusion among users. And another problem was that many of the products listed across the website have a very short and incomplete description. So when people are buying a product, they want to know the entire product and the description of the uses. But this is not seen on the products that are listed as they're very incomplete and can confuse some customers. So this is a problem as some people may be skeptical of the products and look to other website with more complete descriptions. And this is a very big issue as it will lead to like loss of sales uh and so when there is an issue that can be fixed, like not having it resolved can lead to a lot of sale loss. And so in order to solve this, we would recommend that Cityverse sticks to like only describing the product being listed, as that is the most important part of a product description.
So the next problem we have is the lack of filter for product selection. As you can see in this image right here, a lot of the categories for products are very vague, such as kids, kitchen and bar, fun, cards, very vague descriptions, and the average user can find this as difficult to find their desired product, as if they have something very specific in their mind that they're looking for, all these vague categories can make it very hard for them to find what they're looking for. And so we recommend that you really rework your headings and make them more descriptive and clear to avoid any confusion that you could have, which leads us into the next point of how some of the product categories are overlapping and repetitive. As you can see here, some of the product categories, such in this thing, so you have a kids category and an apparel category, but in the apparel category, you have another category for kids. This little overlap right here can be very confusing for the average consumer, as you just don't know which category to click into, as you have no idea what your specific product you're looking for is going to be in. And so what this is going to do is make it very confusing for customers. And if they're confused, they may look for a different website that does the same task that's more simple and easier to use. And another good example here is how you have kids category and a fun category. And many of these are going to be overlapping as well. And this is going to be very confusing, as some products that could be seen as for kids or for fun won't be found in those categories, as they're in the other category that the product also fits. Our recommendation for this problem is how the company should redefine their product categories and work on their categories and make sure that any project that could be seen as for kids, for fun, for apparel is in that category. That way, if somebody clicks on it looking for something in that category, it will be in there rather than not being in there because it's in a different category. And then our last problem is the absence of helper support section. Many websites have a helper support section with frequently asked questions, a help center, customer support link, or an AI chatbot nowadays to help them figure out any problems they may encounter on the website. But as you can see in this image, which was taken straight from the website, there is no helper support section for this. And basically what this does is when a customer gets confused on the website, they have nowhere to look, as there is nowhere to help and nowhere to find any help. And this could very easily lead to frustration, as you're already frustrated that you're stuck and having a problem and there's nothing on the website to help you. We recommend that you keep it simple and add a help or frequently asked questions section on the website that just helps the average consumer, through their daily shopping routine and helps them with any problems they may encounter. Brings us to our conclusion, which is if you follow our recommendations we laid out, you can decrease confusion amongst your customers, increase your company awareness, and become a more successful business, as these simple fixes can help create more profits and more people talking about your company.